right away.
He made a good read here to find his teammate. That's sound decision making.
Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, one half a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team,
We join this game already in progress. Syracuse having won and deferred. The sack moves it to 3rd and long.
with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it.
Lumpkin catches a 15-yarder, and they escape from 3rd and long.
You're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen.
Spanning more than 15 successful seasons and covering the country from Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, Ohio, Oklahoma, California, and Virginia, this is League One NCAA football.
From their own 37-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 37. Tight end on the left, halfback on the right. 3 down linemen for the Orange. They fake the handoff and they give it to the quarterback, who's tackled by the D tackle and gets 4 yards.
From their own 41-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 41. Tight end and the halfback both on the left. 3 wide receivers on the right. Over the middle, and Brooks tackles William Young after a 4-yard gain. It's 3rd and short now.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks.
Normal halfback week from the numbers. And Lumpkin gets 5 yards. Holds onto it when he's hit hard for the 1st down.
First down.
The offense now at midfield. It's a fake. Quarterback gets held up in the line and slides down after a 7-yard gain. Five wide now on 2nd and 3.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation.
The receiver gets 3 yards, but he's inches short. Joe Martin, 3rd and inches.
Needs to be a little bit more patient in the pocket. That way he can allow his receivers to get downfield a little bit before he throws it.
He wasn't going to get downfield, Kurt. That was a curl route.
This is the 9th play of this drive.
The offense comes out in an eye tight. And the quarterback sneak, and the center gets held up, and the quarterback bounces off of him. It's 4th and 1 after 3rd and inches. That's a big stop right there. We'll see how aggressive Mississippi State wants to be with 2 minutes remaining in the first. And aggressive indeed they are. They send out the heavies once again.
4th down, and the offense is still on the field.
And William Young loses 2 yards. That's a turnover on downs at 2:06. Yo, 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 Leon. What did you end up doing? Did you get spicy Indian food, or did you return to the calzone zone?
The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game.
Handoff to Biner, who cuts back inside, gets to the second level. Ernest Biner with a 16-yard run for the first offensive play of the game for Syracuse at 2:06. The first game of the triple header had technical issues and may or may not have kicked off at this point. We don't know. But other games kicked off. This game is kicking off as scheduled, or kicked off as scheduled at 9 o'clock. We look forward to seeing updates. Tarkenton here in the eye, hands off to Biner again. Good press by the offensive line, makes a 4-yard rush. Second and 6 now from the 37. Indeed, go coaches, beat technical difficulties.
Second down and 6. Ball on the 37. So an empty back.
5 wide receivers on 2nd and 6. Tarkenton goes to Allworth for 5 yards on the drag over the middle. It's now 3rd and 1.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
Tarkenton keeps it, and he crosses the line,
Down around the 30-yard line.
and he gets the first down on the run. A little bit sluggish there in the rain was Tarkenton getting around some defenders. I agree with you, Leon. That does sound like an excellent way to get a DUI wearing aftershave that is part of the bourbon collection. Unless, of course, you are talking about the French bourbons, in which case you're probably just going to smell like cognac instead, and you're still going to get a DUI.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 30.
First and 10 from the 30. Tarkenton holds onto it. He's a bit quicker off the step this time. He's got a long lane. The safeties are coming, and no! They can't get him. It's a 30-yard touchdown run. 30 for 30 for 7. Second touchback of the game for Mississippi State. They're going to start the ball on the 25-yard line again with 13 seconds remaining in the quarter. That is excellent news. I need more wholesome, adorable television in my life. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye out for it.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change your game plan.
Tight end and halfback on the same side. Halfback out into the flat. He catches the ball and gets 12.
The 37. A nice looking play that time.
Well, the defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition by the quarterback to find the hot receiver.
I am not. I'm going to take it I should be then. Looks like Mississippi State might try to get one more play in. Nope. And that's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Syracuse.
And a great ball game so far as we reach the end of one. 7-0 Orange.
I will remember to check it out. Thank you, Leah. I rely on you for this kind of information.
Welcome back here. We resume action now here in the second quarter.
First and 10 from the right hash. Lumpkin and Young both on the right. It's passed to Lumpkin. Fletcher pushes him out of bounds after 11 yards. Great dancing on the sideline by Justin Lumpkin. Keeps his feet in bounds for an extra 3 or 4 yards there. Mississippi State now 2 yards shy of halfway marker. Apparently our other game has kept away some technical difficulties and also has managed to finish their own first quarter. They are tied 7-7, Duke and Utah. Handoff up the middle, and Young gains 1 yard before he's stopped by a crashing defense. The former coach of Fresno State took the Duke job. Perhaps your friend is tutoring some of his players.
From midfield, second down.
Another fake handoff. The quarterback gets touched in the backfield, but he stumbles forward for 10 yards. Cameron Triplett with his 5th rush of the game. He's now got positive yardage, or more positive yardage, as he gets 11 out of his 13 total.
First and 10. Ball on the 41.
Audibles at the line for Mississippi State. Tight end and halfback on the left. 3 wide receivers on the right. They hand it off to the halfback, who gets tackled and loses a yard. Thank you to the host, Amazing Dragon. Welcome to the first game of the doubleheader here on twitch.tv/6gunninja. It's 2nd and 11 in the second quarter. Syracuse up 7-0 over another user, Mississippi State. Live on twitch.tv/silentgaming, we've got another head-to-head user matchup between Utah and Duke. Also in the second quarter. That game was delayed due to weather-imposed technical difficulties. Third and 3 now from the 33-yard line is Mississippi State. They got to about the 43, 45-ish of the Orange last time before getting stopped short and turning it over on downs. We'll see how aggressive Mississippi State is in this area at 3rd and short.
Third down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
And it's caught over the middle by Young in a mass of bodies, and it gets the first down. First and 10 on the 25 now. Mississippi State rarely breaking the huddle before 15 seconds, has been milking the clock the whole game. Over the middle, and it bounces off the receiver. That's the first incompletion of the game for Cameron Triplett. Second and 10 now. Mississippi State is Coach RBark, the former head coach of the Appalachian State Mountaineers, and before that, when I was back at Penn State, I can't remember what he was. Yeah, my memory doesn't go back that far. Brooks comes through, hits the quarterback, but he throw gets off, and Young again out of the backfield, 10 yards and a first down.
He's explosive, and you just want to get the ball in his hands.
First and 10 now from the 15-yard line.
This is the 10th play of this drive.
Tight end on the left, Williams in at halfback on the right, and they switch sides. Now two wide receivers and the halfback left, tight end on the right. They hand it off to Young. Sorry, Corey Williams they hand it off to. And he gets 2 on the option. Good evening, Yobo IMAX. Welcome to Week 2 of Season 17 of League 1. RBark's Mississippi State Bulldogs hosting Coach Spectre's #1 ranked Syracuse Orange. Mississippi State has the ball on the 12-yard line at 2nd and 8. It's good to have you this evening. It's good to be hosted by Amazing Dragon as well. We hope you're having an excellent Friday.
And this is the 11th play of the current drive.
Near the left hash, halfback and tight end, right side of the center, and it's a fake screen. And Lumpkin goes forward and gets the 12-yard touchdown pass.
But he's also got the finesse to make a big impact in the passing game.
That was a tricksy play. Well done by Mississippi State there. As now they're going to kick to tie the ball game.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Time. Looks ready to kick this one off.
Deep in the end zone, and Krause is going to step out from underneath it and let it bounce for the touchback. The Orange starting on their own 25 this time. They had excellent field position for their touchdown drive earlier in the first quarter, their only drive so far this game. because of a turnover on downs.
This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more.
Tarkenton comes out in the split big. 4 down lineman for Mississippi State. Allworth out of the backfield.
Pass complete and
He gets 7 yards and is going to be 2nd and 3.
Picked up a nice gain of 7 yards on that play. Great pass.
Only Tarkenton's second pass of the game.
second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
2 tight ends in the shotgun. Allworth comes in motion from the left slot. Tarkenton keeps it. He gets about a yard as the check man pursues him out of the backfield and blocks the pitch. It's 3rd and 2 now from the 33.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go.
It's a split, but no tight ends and a lot of guys in the box. Biner comes out of the backfield this time and holds onto it for a 7-yard gain and a first down.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 40.
Ball on the 40. Shotgun. Flex looks like. Tarkenton scrambles out.
Cavalry's coming.
He comes around. He beats 2 defenders. He gets past the line. He's blocked by his own man, but his own man blocks another guy. That's a big running play for Fran Tarkenton. His second big run of the game. He got a 30-yard touchdown in the first quarter. 1st and 10 now from the 31 with 1:46 to go. Five wide receivers on first down. Biner on the drag route. He gets 6 yards, 3 of it after the catch.
So it's 2nd down now, and they need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
4 wide receivers and a single back. Tarkenton holds onto it,
Tackle at the 21-yard
and he gets caught
At this point, boys, you're playing against the defense and the clock.
1 yard shy of the line to gain. His offensive line got a good push, but a defender got off and stopped him. 3rd and 1 now from the 21.
And here's another 3rd down.
4 down lineman. Tarkenton keeps it. He's got a lane. He gets 12 yards.
They move the sticks after another first down.
6 rushes with a 13-yard average so far for Fran Tarkenton.
Putting this defense on their heels and moving the ball downfield.
The Orange have a minute to go 10 yards to the goal line. They come out of the huddle with a live clock.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
Heavy men in the box. Newhouse gets tackled in the backfield but muscles forward. The fullback, Robert Newhouse, has the strength on those bones, the meat on those bones, to get 7 yards to second and goal from the 3.
This is the 9th play of the current drive. In the shotgun and 5 wide.
And Tarkenton keeps it on the designed halfback run, and he gets the touchdown with 11 seconds remaining in the half.
When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. When the East is in the house, oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you for the scoring update, Silent Gaming. He is the host of our head-to-head matchup as opposed to the double-header. Duke is down 10-14 against Utah. They got about a minute remaining in the first. If you're still around, Silent Gaming, I do warn you, being in two Twitches at the same time is going to play hell with your connection. I don't recommend it for your stability. As we see 7 seconds remaining after a solid return by Mississippi State. They're looking deep. And it's swatted away, incomplete, 3 seconds remain.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line. Let's see if
2nd and 10, 3 seconds remaining in the half. It's a Hail Mary indeed. He's looking for it. It's tight, and it's deflected. That's going to be the end of the half.
it's halftime, and we've got a close one. 14-7.
As I said, it's 14-7 here at the half. Syracuse leading their hosts, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Mississippi State leads in first downs, in part because of their methodical and steady progressive nature on offense, but Syracuse leads in total offense 133 to 107. Syracuse, most of their yards, 3/4 of their yards, 108 of their yards are on the ground on 10 rushes. Both of their touchdowns are on the ground, whereas Mississippi State is 9 for 13 on the ground, with the bulk of their yards, 94 of them, coming through the air to the 25 yards on the ground, through the air for the Orange. Both teams have converted 3 third downs, but Mississippi State has attempted one more and attempted and failed a 4th down conversion attempt that led to a turnover on downs. Time of possession firmly dominated by Mississippi State, who is holding on to the ball, moving it slowly downfield, and keeping it away from Fran Tarkenton and the Syracuse Orange. Fran Tarkenton is 4 for 4 for 25 yards. It's a 6.2 yard average and a 100%. That gives him a passer rating of 152.5. Triplett, on the other hand, is 11 out of 14 for 94 and 1 touchdown. That's 78% and 8.5 average. He's 158.5. And as we see, Duke now leads 17-14, 18 seconds remaining in the first half of that game. Thank you for the update, Silent Gaming. On the ground, Triplett is 5 for 13 yards. Young has lost a total of 2 yards, and Williams has gained 2 yards. On the Syracuse side of the ball, Fran Tarkenton leads the way with 81 yards on the ground, but Biner has been effective at 2 for 20, and Newhouse 1 for 7, all with great yards per attempt. Receiving, Biner has caught 2 for 13, Allworth has caught 2 for 12. And Mississippi State, Young is 5 for 35, and Lumpkin is 5 for 52. Both teams really going to 2 guys, a halfback and their favorite, respectively a tight end and a wide receiver. Defensively, Barrett leads the way in tackles. The star corner leads the way for Mississippi State. And for Syracuse, London Fletcher, the middle linebacker, leads the way with tackles. He's backed up by the strong safety, Tim McDonald for Syracuse. And those are your halftime stats. Thank you for joining us. We'll get this kicked off again shortly. Sounds like that's an exciting game there. Silent Gaming, thank you. Duke Utah tied at 17th at the half. Bailey gets out from underneath it and takes another touchback. Syracuse beginning the third quarter with the ball. Go Duha. I like it.
So they're just about set to get the game going again.
Fran Tarkenton under center in the eye tight now. Passes to Smith. The defender peels off his man quickly to stop Smith from a big gain. Stops him to 4. Heads up play there by the corner. Second and 6 now from their own 29.
From their own 29-yard line. Second down.
It is the split big. Defense has 4 down linemen and a lot of guys. Tarkenton gets outside. He's got one guy in the secondary who he breaks the tackle of and gets across the line to gain, and the guy on the ground gets up and grabs him by the feet and says, "No, no, no, no." Not any further than that.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 36.
Shotgun split. 4 down linemen very tight now. Pitch is out to Biner. He decides to go straight upfield. He gets about 1.5 yards out of trying to go straight at the defense instead of around them. Good decision by the halfback on first down. Good pitch to get the 5 by the quarterback. Second and 5 on the 41 now.
Second and 5. Ball on the 41.
4 wide, single back. Tarkenton keeps the ball and cuts around. Does a great job running around the line, and a defender gets stomped by the last man. Goes from his own 41 to the enemy's 44. Tarkenton comes out underneath in the flex bone. It is a passing play to Biner out of the right wingback position. He gets 6 yards. Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Tarkenton waiting, looking, doesn't like it, throws the ball away. And it's caught by the water boy on the Mississippi State sidelines. That's fantastic. That's fantastic on 2 points. One, it's awesome that he advertised on Twitter looking for a DM to run Dungeons and Dragons for him. Two, it's awesome that the Miami Dolphins actually have a dedicated long snapper. Not every team in the NFL spends a roster slot on having somebody who is a dedicated long snapper. And I think it's a good decision. I'm glad that Flores is deciding that that's important. It's now 3rd and 4 here for Syracuse. Tarkenton holds on to the ball and loses 2 yards on the option. It's going to be 4th and 6 now. Oh yeah, no, I'm sure the overlap of people who are Miami Dolphins fans and also like D&D, I'm sure that's a non-zero amount, especially if you're running it via the internet. You don't actually have to be in Miami. And it looks like the Orange are going to be aggressive as well, coming out with an offense on 4th and 6 on their opponent's 40-yard line.
And it's the offense that takes the field on 4th down.
And Biner out of the backfield. This time he gets the yards he needs and more. Gets probably about 9, and that's a first down. It's a big conversion there for the Orange. That 40-yard line is no man's land. You can't really kick a field goal from there. And you're so close that a punt is more likely to give him a touchback than anything. So taking a shot and being okay with having, 60 yards to try and force a punt is it's a reasonable decision. You see a lot more coaches going for it in the NFL these days, in addition to going for it in, crazy things like Madden and League 1. Biner out of the backfield this time. He gets 5 yards and cuts inside the tight end, who got a great push to break open a lane for Biner, coming around the tackle and inside the tight end. 2nd and 5 now from the 26-yard line.
The 26-yard line. It's 2nd down.
3 wide receivers out to the left. Tarkenton in the pistol. Smith breaks a couple of tackles, gets an extra yard as he comes across on the drag into the space that those 3 wide receivers had cleared out for him. 1st and 10 now from the 20.
And I think it was the quick throw by the quarterback that fouled up the defense on that one.
from the left hash. Tight end on the right, halfback on the left. Hand off to Biner. He gets stumbled a little. He gets 1 yard as he gets slowed down by traffic. And the defense closes in. Second and 9 from the 18 now. Tarkenton takes it. He goes up the middle, and a good gain gets them to 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 2 now from the 12.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go.
3 defensemen real tight in the middle there in a 3-4. Allworth out of the backfield takes a big hit, but he gains the 1st down. 1st and goal now from the 8.
Up by 7 and looking at 1st and goal.
Check three. Ready. Green 90.
Newhouse stays on his feet. Couple of yards up the inside. 2, in fact. 2nd and goal from the 6 now. Less than a minute remaining in the quarter. Once again, 3 defensemen real tight in the middle. Tarkenton holds onto it and gets tackled for a loss.
He knew it was a run all the way. Got a good jump. Once he got there, he wasn't about to let him slip away either.
3rd and goal now from the 10.
Looking for the end zone here. 3rd and goal from the 9.
Tarkenton comes out. 5 wide receivers. Sanders catches it, and there's a flag on the play. Roughing the passer. This is a huge penalty that's going to give 4 chances, well, 3 chances from the 1 yard line. Coach Blitzkrieg says, hey, Syracuse, scroll through your playbook slower. I can't take notes that fast. To which I reply, my friend Blitzkrieg, that's why this is all on video on demand on Twitch and YouTube, so that you can go back and take notes at your leisure.
End of the third, and we've got a tight one. 14-7, Orange. Into the fourth quarter now, and we're back to the action. Syracuse is up a score.
Darkington under center, and he sneaks it in for the touchdown.
By the power of Grayskull.
In fact, not any time came off the clock.
Became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
Knight has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. He just drills this one.
Another touchback for Knight. Mississippi State's going to have 8 whole minutes to see what they can do, because Syracuse apparently took less than a second to complete the QB sneak. You know, they talk about trying to get the ball out in 2 seconds or less on a passing play. I think yeah, you want to be you want to be at least 2 feet downfield in under a second on a QB sneak. Underneath pass for a gain of 5 before he's swallowed up. And they stay on the field in the no huddle after the successful pass to Young. Time in the pocket and space. A big gain. And the Bulldogs continue to hurry downfield. Young dodges a hit. And gets about 15 yards. First and 10 now from the 21. Quarterback scrambles out. And he's hit, but he throws it at the knees of Lumpkin, and Lumpkin turns around and snatches it out of the air. It's 2nd and 1 on a miracle save. Don't believe Lumpkin was the intended receiver there. Pass to Young out of the backfield, gets it to the 6-yard line.
His quarterback still hasn't missed a receiver on this drive.
And they run the option. And the quarterback, they're not whistling him yet. Doesn't look like he got any gain, but he got ran over a couple of times. And Mississippi State goes to the huddle for the first time on this drive.
Second down, goal to go. Ball on the 5-yard line.
Pass over the middle, and that's a touchdown. It's the second touchdown of the game for Mississippi State.
And we're down to a one-score game.
And they send out the kicking unit to make it a one-score game.
And he converts the extra point. So with just over 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, our score, 21-14, Syracuse. Mississippi State is lining up to kick this one off.
Krause is underneath it. He decides to take it out. And he cuts around to the left. He's past the 25. Gets to about the 27-yard line. Yeah, I can understand that, but they didn't. He didn't really get far enough downfield for anybody to get tackled from behind. Everybody got tackled in the front by their first blocker.
Things aren't tied, but they might as well be. It's this drive that could really dictate the tone for the last quarter. Syracuse is up by a touchdown.
Sanders over the middle. He gets 4 yards.
From their own 32-yard line. It's second down.
5 wide receivers, 2nd and 6. Tarkenton holds on to it.
Now he tries to buy some time.
And Sanders goes up and makes a fantastic catch to make it 3rd and 3. Didn't seem like anybody was open on that one.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on 3rd down.
2 backs. Tarkenton holds on to the ball. And he's sandwiched between 2 defenders. And loses 2 yards. It's 4th and 5 now on their own 34. Tarkenton stays on the field here. A big opportunity for the Bulldog defense.
7 points.
And Biner catches it, and forward progress means he gets it.
Second down.
That's a big first down here in the 4th quarter.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 39. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Pulls it in, and he's in the open field. Down in the open field.
What impressive.
Good job on 8-yard reception there.
He read the coverage perfectly to find his man for good yardage.
As we are now halfway through the fourth, 2nd and 2, 3 yards shy of midfield, a big 4th down conversion by the Orange.
Down and about 2 yards to go.
Tarkenton scrambles out. He puts it up. Biner wide open downfield for the big, big play.
I think they did a great job up front here, allowing the quarterback enough time to look downfield and spot the open man.
The big pass gets to 1st and 10 now from the 22-yard line.
Now it's 1st and 10 with the defense trying to regroup after giving up the big pass. Syracuse is up 7.
And it's a handoff to Biner. He goes up the middle. He's got great run blocking. He gets 9 yards. And it's going to be every coach's favorite down and distance. 2nd and 1. We are on the 12-yard line. It is 2:41 in the 4th quarter. The clock is live. Both teams have a full slate of timeouts. The Syracuse Orange are ahead at Mississippi State, and they're in the red zone. We have another League One game that is just under 2 minutes remaining, where Utah leads Duke 31-20. 2 backs once again for the Orange. 4 down linemen. The handoff is to Newhouse. He gets 2 feet 10 inches, and they call him just short. That's going to start the clock moving once again, and we're going to be under 2 minutes. Or, sorry, that'll keep the clock moving, I should say. As we are now at 3rd and inches on the 12.
This is the 9th play of this drive.
Biner takes the handoff. He gets stumbled a little bit at the line, but he gets through a gap and rumbled forward. It's 1st and goal now from the 3. And Mississippi State realizes what's going on, and they call the timeout.
Play number 10 on the drive.
It's a 3-4 defense here in the red zone. Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Biner takes the handoff and curls outside the left tackle, and that's a touchdown.
Make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
As they can, and then recover on
1:34 and 2 timeouts for the Bulldogs to work with. They've got to matriculate the ball downfield quickly. Starting from their own 25-yard line, they've got 75 yards to go as fast as they can go.
as long as this quarterback has time to throw, and you can guarantee
5 wide receivers. Ooh, and he drops it, and that's actually a little bit of a good thing there for the Bulldogs, as he was pretty short of the first down marker and not close to the sideline, so stopping the clock there might have been their best bet.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down. Just over a minute in the fourth quarter.
88, way deep over the middle, a huge play. And Lumpkin gets the big play, and he's in orange territory now, and the Bulldogs are moving. Bulldogs making some audibles. And tackled short and inbounds is number 85, Evans. And it causes Mississippi State to use a timeout. 1:05 remaining.
From the 35-yard line. Second
5 wide receivers on the orange 35. Off of Lumpkin's hands and then off of the hands of the defender. A big play there.
It's third down and 5 to go. Ball on the 35-yard line.
Young in the backfield now. 11 personnel. And Fletcher with the pick. There's one offensive lineman behind him. Fletcher's running. Wide receivers catching up. And that's a defensive score.
this one.
Mississippi State now down 35-14. One timeout, 51 seconds. And they come out with 5 wide receivers on their own 25-yard line.
Responds now, coming off that big play just a moment ago.
This quarterback needs to be a little bit more careful because this defense is...
And the sack comes through. Triplet taken down.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, gonna get to two. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
trying to throw that one into.
Here's a 3rd and long situation. Ball on their own 14. Mississippi State will take their last time out. He scrambled. Throws it deep. We're still early in the 4th quarter, but that was a huge stop. And now with the lead, they're going to get the football back and an opportunity to stretch the lead.
And they're putting the punt on the field. It looks like that's going to be it.
Todd to punt. Oh, excellent punt.
A tough-fought game between the Mississippi State Bulldogs and the Syracuse Orange. A big defensive touchdown, interception defensive touchdown, puts the nail in the coffin with about a minute to go. An excellent running game by the Orange, both by Tarkenton and by his halfback Biner and the fullback Newhouse, complemented by an excellent defense despite really impressive performances from the tight end and halfback of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Really, they were the motors of the offense for the Bulldogs. As you can see, 282 yards for the Orange, 167 of that on the ground, and 15 for 16, but only 115 yards for Tommy Tanuvasa. Sorry, not Tommy Tanuvasa, Fran Tarkenton. Great on the ground, 2 for 2 on 4th down, 6 out of 8 on 3rd down, as opposed to 3 out of 6 and 0 out of 1. He attempted. Yes, he attempted a fourth down, and then one late pick, and that's the end of the game. And yes, our other concurrent game, Utah beat Duke 31-20. Thank you for joining us. We're going to take a short intermission and resume in about 10 minutes with Navy at Hawaii. What? Thank you for joining us. We're going to resume in just a few minutes with Navy at Hawaii, the second of this doubleheader here on this channel. Thanks for joining us. We will be back soon. Yo, SD, thanks for joining us. Sorry you caught us during our halftime break. We're going to resume shortly with this upcoming game of Navy at Hawaii. I'm going to hand this headset over to Coach Spectre and give the high sign to our coach at Hawaii, and we'll get kicked off shortly.
Hello, sports fans. We are just a few moments away from kicking off the second game of this channel's doubleheader of League One action, featuring the number 22 ranked Navy midshipmen paying a visit all the way out west to the Hawaii Warriors playing host to this user matchup. The Department of the Navy has plenty of operations and facilities in Hawaii. The islands have a long history of supporting the U.S. Armed Forces from World War II and beyond. Blitzkrieg, appreciate your notes about the grog. The term grog, of course, invented in the Royal Navy as they approached their 1967 banning of daily rum rations to Royal Navy enlistees. In the decades prior to that, certain admirals watered down the mixture. Among those, Admiral Grog, who made rum with water a coined term. Navy and Hawaii both playing their first game of season 17. Both teams coming into the game at 0-0. Kicking off the season here in week 2. Not everyone had week 1 games. These were 2 teams that were off in August. Now that we are into September of this season, the number 22 ranked midshipmen hope to acquit themselves and set up shop near the polls. On Hawaii's behalf, they're coming off a 10-4 season, which saw them runners-up in their conference, falling only to undefeated number 2 ranked Air Force in the conference championship game. The midshipmen, of course, winning the American last year, winning that conference and going on to perform in their bowl game and set themselves up with a good starting position coming into this season. For Hawaii's part, they lost several players from last year's 10-win team, but still retain the services of Coach Carter. He got them to 10 wins last year, went 4-5 the year before, coming into the season a couple of games late, and this season hopes to make his own run up the ranks and get a good solid whiff of the top 25 rankings.
16, so that's how I know he's got a fast eye.
Hawaii having quarterback issues last year. They brought in a freshman quarterback recruit. He is currently listed as the backup, but may see action in a 2-quarterback system and may be promoted to the starting position before kickoff. This is, of course, the first game on the docket for the Warriors, so there are no stats to look at. There are no measurements to take. It is a fresh season for both teams. Both teams creating brand new personalities this year and relying on their strengths. Their supporters hoping that's enough for them to once again contend for their respective conferences. This is a key Mountain West American matchup between 2 teams that certainly aspire to contend for conference crowns. We're going to be getting kicked off here in just a few moments. Right now, Hawaii is making some last-minute adjustments. He now says that he's ready and should be ready to send the invite. There it is. And we are just about set to get underway in this exciting user matchup here in the early goings of season 17. It's a long trip for the midshipmen, but they probably traveled in style. A few thousand kilometers made on carriers and naval ships. Not difficult for the midshipmen to travel across the Pacific to Honolulu, as the Academy comes in with a 99 overall rating versus Hawaii's 81. The Warriors down a couple of points from last year's 84. It'll be a challenge for them to get to 10 wins once again. We're going to find out a lot about both teams in this matchup. For their part, the midshipman starting a redshirt freshman quarterback. He will be one to watch for as you adjudicate the success of Navy's offense this season. We're just moments away from taking the field in Honolulu, Hawaii, site of multiple NFL Pro Bowl games. 50,000 seat capacity, Honolulu Stadium. A gorgeous facility. Kicking off the season for both of these teams. There it is, the famous crosswalks.
Which becomes the site for this college football matchup.
Looks like a fairly packed house. Several Navy supporters in attendance. Navy will receive the kickoff to start the second half, meaning that the Warriors will look to receive here to kick off the game.
We'll see how this game plays out as they get ready for the opening kickoff.
Navy in their whites and golds. Hawaii wearing the blacks.
Sends it sailing downfield.
Kick is deep into the end zone, and out of the end zone they come. Down at the 23-yard line, Jake Muller with a 29-yard return. To the 22 they mark it. That's where Hawaii will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Navy making selections on defense. Out of the huddle they come. Man in motion left to right. And on the slant, Hawaii makes the completion. And we are underway here in the early goings of the first quarter in Honolulu. Personnel. No, it's a pistol set for Hawaii. And up the middle they go on the running game. The Navy defense is there to hold Stevie Salas. A contender for many awards last season. Stevie Salas starts the season as a Heisman top 5 candidate. Stevie Salas with 1,500 yards rushing last year for the Warriors. Gets stopped for no gain on that carry. This is once again a battle matchup between two users. Hawaii 10-4, Navy ranked last season. Third down, 2 yards to go. Both teams breaking the huddle. Navy with a 4-man set. Hawaii with 2 backs in the backfield. Man goes in motion. Up the middle they go, and he's got enough for the first down by about a half a yard. They call it 3, might be 3.5, but regardless, it's a fresh set of downs for the Warriors. Coach Carter versus Coach Ninja here in this user affair. Early going, 33-yard line the marker. 1st and 10 for Hawaii on the opening possession.
And 10, ball on their own 33.
6 and change on the clock as the Warriors break the huddle here on 1st and 10. They've got 11 personnel on the field, and Navy responds with 4 down linemen. Defense ready there on the left side. Salas swallowed up for a loss of 1. Now going to be 2nd and 11 when these two teams retake the field. Hawaii showing a huddle of 4 wide receivers and a halfback. Now break the huddle facing 2nd and 11. Navy responds with 4 down linemen. Shotgun set. Back to pass. Caught left to right on the deep slant. George Price picks up 17. Good enough for a first down. Fresh set of downs for the Warriors. Out to the 49-yard line, approaching the midfield stripe on the opening possession. First and 10 at the 49-yard line as Hawaii comes out. 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a halfback. Navy, 4 down linemen. Screen pass is set up, and Navy's ready for it. They tackle Stevie Salas for a loss of 1. Salas swallowed up by the defense. Results in a 2nd and long from the Hawaii 47-yard line.
Second down and 11 yards to the sticks.
2nd down and 11 as they break the huddle. The tight end over the middle makes the catch. Time alone with a 19-yard gain. His first reception of the day. Takes the ball down to the Navy's 34-yard line.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line.
First down, 10 yards to go from the 34. Pistol set up for the Warriors. Fake the give. Quarterback keeps it. Couldn't pitch it. There was a defender on the halfback, and there were 2 defenders on the quarterback. It results in a loss of 1. The Navy defense covering all of the options on that option quite well on that particular play. Now 2nd and 11 from the 36-yard line. This is the first drive of the football game in this user-user matchup. So far, tied at 0 in the early stages of this closely contested affair. If you like football, you like strategy. These two teams are going to display a lot of strategy today.
5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun.
Shotgun set for Hawaii. Back to pass. Rolls to his right. Throws the slant route right to left. George Price picks up 19 on the play. And that slant route that was ranging in distance from 12 to 15 yards from left to right, quite dangerous against that particular coverage. It gets a huge 19-yard gain for the Warriors. They've got a 1st and 10, and they're going to keep both offenses and defenses on the field. It's going to result in a touchdown, but wait a minute, there's a flag. Let's see who it's on. It's roughing the passer. The touchdown will stand. Hawaii strikes first. 6-0 Warriors. 3:09, the mark of the first quarter. They hit a couple of deep slants to get a good chunk of the way down the field. Hawaii now set to kick off, and Navy will get their shot at their first possession. Wright brings it out of the paint. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it could have been a face mask. Indeed it is. That's going to give Navy possession at their own 31. The 31-yard line is where they break the huddle for the midshipmen's first drive. They come out in an eye tight. Hawaii responding with 3 down linemen. Machinations pre-snap by the defense. Moss back to pass, hits Scott on the crossing route, and Leonard Scott picks up 3 yards on first down. Now going to be 2nd down, 7 to go at the 34. Second and 7, 34-yard line, the marker. These two teams break the huddle. Navy coming out in a shotgun set, 11 personnel. Hawaii with 3 down linemen. Moss drops back. And out of the backfield finds Wesley Green. Green picks up 5 on 2nd and 7. That's going to bring up 3rd and short.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards.
3rd and 2 as they break the huddle. 3 down linemen for Hawaii. 5 receivers spread out for Navy. Moss drops back, and he is sacked. It's a loss of 8 on 3rd and 2. That's going to bring up 4th and 10 on Navy's opening drive. The sack by Navy, preventing a conversion, certainly, and forcing a punt by the midshipmen.
Rawls awaits the snap. It's away, and it's a booming.
The kick goes deep and to the left, caught A move is made, and there's a return, but there's also a flag.
Might be coming back, folks. Let's check out the
Clipping on free safety Dan Mitchell. That's going to bring it back 15 yards, and that's going to spot the ball at Hawaii's own 27-yard line. To begin their second possession, the Warriors lead 7-0 here in the early stages of this football game. Coming to you live via satellite feed from Honolulu, Hawaii.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 27. Hawaii.
Shotgun set. Man in motion. Screen pass and caught and tackled for loss. It's a 4-yard loss. Stevie Salas swallowed up by the defense. He's got 3 catches for 11 yards, and he lost 4 on that one. 2nd and 14 now from the 23. Check that, we're not in Honolulu. We're actually in Moana. Mauna Loa. The Big Island. That's the campus of the Warriors. This stadium, historic, built to host the Pro Bowl, site of the Pro Bowl for the NFL for decades, and now placed into a rotation. The Polynesians love them some American football. It's always been a successful sport here on the Big Island. Hawaii breaking now with the spread set on 2nd and 14. Back to pass, looking, and intercepted by Swain. Swain with a huge interception. And just like that, the midshipmen have excellent field position. Navy breaks the huddle, 11 personnel. 3 down linemen for Hawaii. Quarterback keeper Moss is the right call. The defense bit hard on the halfback. 3 defenders swarmed to him, and Moss was able to defeat the only defender nearby him at the snap. And it results in a massive gain and a 1st down, fresh set of plays from the Hawaii 14-yard line. The right hash where the ball sits, and out of the huddle they come. Navy with a shotgun split big. Hawaii with 3 down linemen still. Moss on the keeper breaks the tackle, and that's the broken tackle he needed, because after that, his progress was unimpeded all the way into the paint, and Navy scores the touchdown to pull within 1, awaiting the extra point. Kick is up and through the uprights, and we have a tie ball game, folks.
There's still a whole lot of football to be played today.
He's hit and taken down. Quick out to his receiver. That'll make it 2nd and 4. So at the end of 1, we're even at 7 in this one. We're back for more action here in quarter number 2. And they make the stop at the 34.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
That tackle giving Navy an option, giving Navy an opportunity here on 3rd down. It looks to be about 1.5 in actuality. That's why it comes out in the eye tight, and it's a quarterback keeper. It's a sneak, and Gary Brown picks up 4 yards on the carry. Number 16, not number 2, comes in to play quarterback for the Warriors.
Oh, I noticed who it was. 15, 16 all game.
.38-yard line, the marker. Here on the 3rd possession of the game for the Warriors. We're locked in a tie ball game, tied at 7. They break the huddle near the right hash. Hawaii comes out with a Y offset. Navy with 4 down linemen. Back to pass they go. Rolls to their left. There's a defender there. He disrupts the throwing motion. The pass well off target. Hopeless occasion, resulting in 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. Hawaii coming out with a spread set once again. A single back in the backfield. And the slant over the middle is dropped. It was a right to left slant this time. And Gary Brown's pass, it falls harmlessly to the turf. Going to bring up 3rd and long here. 10 yards to be precise. Three down linemen for the midshipman. Back to pass goes Hawaii. Looks, and it's incomplete. Good coverage on the play. Bellamy able to get his hand in on the pass. That's going to bring up 4th and 10. And the Warriors forced to punt. That's 2 straight drives now. 1 a turnover, 1 a punt for the Warriors here in the early stages of the 2nd quarter. In a tie affair. Caught on the punt return and some positive yardage. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. It's a clipping call. It's going to bring the ball back to the 13-yard line. However, Navy does have possession of it. Facing 1st and 10.
First and 10. Ball on the 13-yard line.
4 down linemen for Hawaii. 11 personnel for the midshipmen. Moss in the backfield. Fakes the option. Gives it to Green. Up the middle he goes. 7 is his reward.
Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the 1st down.
Eye tight formation. Moss under center this time. Green goes up the gut, and he gets 3, but not the right 3. And we now see 3rd and 1. 3rd and inches, to be precise. More precise. 23-yard line. Let's see how many inches when they break the huddle. Looks to be about 4 inches here on 3rd down. A lot of guys in the box for Hawaii, but it's not enough. Bauer takes the handoff. Tremaine Bauer up the gut for 3 on his first carry. That's going to convert a fresh set of downs for the 22nd ranked midshipman. Here in a tie ball game, with the midshipmen receiving the second half kickoff, they are ahead in a tie ball game. 11 personnel. Moss in the shotgun set. It's a give up the gut to Green. He gets positive yardage, 1 in fact. Astute viewers will note that Peter Moss possesses a longish haircut by Academy standards. That is something that the Navy, the Department of the Navy, has put out a APB on Twitter. They're trying to be open-minded, or at least explore the idea. Suspicions are raised, though, that the PR move of exploring the option of having longer hair might not be worth compromising the standards. Moss complete in tight coverage. Reggie Henry with a huge 21-yard catch. The coverage could not have been closer. Any closer, and it would have hit the defender.
No, but he was looking the wrong way.
It's good for the first down. It's a passing play out to the 48-yard line. So once again, the Naval Academy bringing out into the public arena on Twitter, on YouTube, on other social media networks, the idea of, first off, beards in the Navy, and secondly, longer hair. But early polling indicates this is a short-lived affair. 2 backs in the backfield for the midshipmen, leading 7-7. I say leading. They have the ball. They get the ball to start the second half. There's a tackle for a loss, but he used the face mask to get it. Troy Moore, flagged by the officials. It's going to be a free first down for the midshipmen and 15 yards. In the grand scheme of things, I don't know which one's more valuable. The result of both, though, is the Navy has a first down on Hawaii's 37-yard line here about halfway through the second quarter. 2 backs once again for the midshipmen. It's a give to Green up the gut, and he falls forward. They're going to call it a 3-yard gain. If you are indeed a conservative coach, 3 yards is a win. We'll see how both teams approach the scenario. 2nd and 7. The ball just inside the 35-yard line. We don't know if that's quite the ceiling of Navy's field goal range. That's not on their minds now. Shotgun wide trips. 3 down linemen. Moss back to pass. Out of the backfield to Green. Makes the catch. Picks up 6 out of 7. We've now got 3rd and short at the 29-yard line. A little bit over 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
the 9th play of this drive.
Boy, this poor defense, that is the 6th first down on this drive alone. They're going to have to bring in some backups because this defense is not going to be able to stay on the field much longer. And you can see the confusion. They're looking over to the sidelines to the defensive coordinator. They need help. They want to try something different because what they're trying right now is just not working.
From the 19-yard line, first down. The 10. He's got an opening. Touchdown, Navy. And once again, he finds the end zone. That's his second rushing touchdown of the game.
Boy, Brad, this guy's having a huge first half. Already 2 rushing touchdowns. And we know he can throw the football. I love to see his willingness to be able to run with the football, and it puts so much pressure on a defense.
Navy with a 6-point lead. He split.
The Midshipmen taking a 7-point lead on that drive. They now lead by a score. There's 2:12 on the clock, and Hawaii has all 3 timeouts. The Warriors playing in front of their home crowd, trying to rescue this first half on this drive. The Navy defense trying to stiffen. 3-man front for the Midshipmen, and Hawaii breaks the huddle in a spread set. Back to pass they go, and they try to hit the back out of the backfield. The pass wildly off target. Once again, an indicator of Hawaii's quarterback issues. Coach Carter fighting tooth and nail against some of these negative tendencies that populate his roster. 25-yard line, 2nd and 10 now, 2:08 and 3 timeouts. 2 halfbacks in the backfield. Salas in motion, back to pass goes Hawaii, rolls out to the right, waiting, looking, and flinging it deep. Incomplete. Ronnie Hampton reaches a paw up there, makes the deflection. There were a lot of bodies there, a lot of things could have happened, some good, some bad, depending on who you're rooting for. It was a chaotic play nonetheless, and it results in 3rd down, 10 yards to go as we approach halftime. There's no 2-minute warning in college football, but here we are at 2 minutes. Third down, 10 yards to go. Hawaii deep in their own territory. Spread set. Shotgun, back to pass, looking. Intercepted. Ronnie Hampton, the All-American, first-team All-American last year, contender for awards, was a sophomore, now a junior, was always deadly, and he comes up with a huge play for the Navy defense. That's going to set up the Midshipmen with possession at the 30. It is a monster play. Joe Bright with the carry up the middle, picks up 1. Now going to be 2nd and 9 from the 29. Eye tight set on 2nd and 9. 3 down linemen still for Hawaii. Peter Moss under center, drops back, looks. Caught by Henry beyond the defender. Bodies flung in his way. That's enough to stumble him, but not before he picks up a fresh set of downs. And now Hawaii calls a timeout, trying to preserve some clock for their own offense. Here on 1st and 10 from the 15, these two teams jockeying for position for their respective 2-minute drills. We'll see how that turns out. Right now, it's a fresh set of downs for the midshipmen on the 15. Moss under center in the eye tight. To give up the gut. Green has running room. Ideally for the Navy offense, he picks up exactly 9. Going to be 2nd and 1, and Hawaii is forced to spend their second timeout. Ball resting now at the 6-yard line of the Warriors. Thanks to the timeout, both teams break the huddle quickly. 2nd and 1 now from the 6. Eye tight once again for the midshipmen. Moss with machinations. They go up the gut to Green, and he is into the end zone. His momentum carries him forward. He muscles his way into the paint, and Navy scores their 3rd touchdown. 62 seconds before the half. They lead by 13, awaiting the extra point. (21-7) as Hawaii will break the huddle. They have 1:02 on the clock. They have 1 timeout. They take over on their own 25 as we quickly approach halftime. Drops back and flings it. It looked like it was about to be caught, but then it was dropped at the last minute. Going to be an incompletion. Now going to be 2nd and 10. That play took 4 seconds off the clock. We now have 2nd down, 10 yards to go from Hawaii's 25-yard line.
Second and 10. Ball on the 25.
25-yard line, the marker. Hawaii in a spread set once again. Drops back, looks, and caught. Short of the first down is Anthony Henderson. He picks up 8. The clock is moving at 47-46 and counting. No huddle for the Warriors. 3rd down for both teams. Dropping back, rolling to the left, and trying to pick up the first is going to be short. 1.5 yards short, and it's no huddle. We'll see if Hawaii wants to spend a 4th down. Reminder that in League 1 you're allowed 12 4th downs for the season. We'll see if Hawaii wants to spend this one. Right now they're letting the clock tick away, and I suspect that both teams... No, it's snapped. They're going to go for the 4th. It's caught. with 9 seconds left. That's an interesting expenditure, as they only have 9 seconds to work with. They have 1 timeout. There's 9 seconds on the clock. They run the ball. They run the players up onto the line of scrimmage. They're in shotgun. Back to pass. Looking. Flinging it deep. And caught once again with 4 seconds left. A 28-yard catch. And no timeouts. Hawaii calls a field goal quickly. Let's see if they can get to the playoff.
No, they called their final time.
Oh, they did call their final timeout. And they bring the special teams unit out. The kick is up and good. It was a 4th down spend that was worth 3 points for Hawaii. However, Navy leads by 11. We will pause for 120 seconds. We'll be back very shortly.
Reese and David, welcome back, everybody. Just about set to start the second half. Fielded at the 4. Tackle at the 27-yard line.
It's a 23-yard return by Kelvin Wright out to the 27, and that's where the midshipmen will take over to start this second half. They're ahead by 11 right now, 21-10.
Seemingly been unstoppable. Should be interesting to see now if the defense has changed things up as they try to stop the
Navy comes out with 3 wide receivers, 2 halfbacks, 3 down linemen still for Hawaii. The give to Bright. He picks up positive yardage, 3 in fact. Now going to be 2nd and 7. The clock moving now at 7:47. 7:42, actually.
Second down at 7 coming up here. Ball on the 30-yard line.
11 personnel for the midshipmen. Bears set up for Hawaii. And the give to Green up the gut picks up another 3 yards. Now 3rd and 4. We're here in the 3rd quarter. It's the opening possession of the 2nd half. The midshipmen edged out to a 21-7 lead before Hawaii was able to tack on a field goal on the 2-minute drill going into halftime. But now Navy with the opening possession and a 2-score lead would like nothing better than to convert this 3rd and 4 on their own 33.
They're about 4 yards away here on 3rd down. It's already noisy.
Shotgun set for the midshipmen. Moss in the pocket already. Takes the snap. Quarterback keeper designed run, and Peter Moss picks up 6. They needed 4. He's got the 1st down. He took a hit, but he also converted. Now 1st and 10 from the Navy 39. Here in the early stages of the 3rd quarter. Midshipmen, 22nd ranked midshipmen, leading unranked Hawaii in both teams' first game of season 17. This is once again a user-user matchup. Hawaii ripping off 10 wins last year. And Navy, a double-digit winner as well, finishing in the top 25. Now with shotgun split big against the 3-man Bear front. Moss gives it to Green up the gut, and he picks up 5 on 1st and 10. Now going to be 2nd and 5 on the next play.
From their own 43.
2nd and 5 from the Navy 43 as they break the huddle. The midshipmen and 11 personnel. It's a 3-3-5 defense for Hawaii. Moss takes the snap, drops back. Hits the crossing route over the middle. Richards with the diving catch. Makes the catch despite the big hit. He hangs on, and it's good for 3. Now going to be 3rd and 3 from the 46 for the midshipmen.
They need about 3 yards to get the 1st down here on 3rd down.
5:05 and counting as Navy breaks the huddle on a spread set.
5 wide receivers.
Moss drops back, scrambles to his left, looks for running room, finds it, and he is pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up 8. 5 more than they needed. He's out to 6 carries for 52 yards. And that takes Navy across the midfield stripe. Eye tight for the midshipmen. Hawaii territory, leading by 2 scores. Moss gives it up the middle. Green fights and gets a yard on 1st down. Green with 11 carries for 46 yards. Now 2nd and 9 from the 45-yard line. We're about halfway, exactly now, halfway through the third quarter. Navy leads by 2 and driving, but now facing a second and long.
From the 45-yard line.
Warriors 45-yard line. That's where they break the huddle. Hawaii coming out with 11 personnel. Sorry, Navy coming out with 11 personnel. Hawaii staying with the 3-man front. Incomplete pass. Good coverage on the play. It's the first incompletion of the day for Peter Moss. He's 6 for 7 today. Now at the 45-yard line, it's 3rd and 9. Both teams have an opportunity to guess correctly on this play.
3rd down now. They need to get it down to the 36.
Navy breaks the huddle on a spread set.
Back in the gun.
Hawaii with 3 down linemen.
5 wide receivers in the formation.
Moss drops back, scrambles to his left, running to his left, looking at the down marker, gets it, and he's pushed out of bounds after a gain of 14. An excellent quarterback scramble. Moss out to 7 carries for 66. A lot of them scrambles, a lot of them timely. The midshipmen now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line here in the third quarter, leading by 2 scores.
From the 30-yard line. 1st down.
You see the yardage there, both teams under 200 in this defensive battle. This guessing game of coaches. 3 down linemen once again, as always, apparently for Hawaii. It's enough on that play as they tackle Wesley Green for a loss of 3. Going to be 2nd down, 13 yards to go from the 34-yard line of the Warriors.
From the 34-yard line. 2nd down.
2nd and 13. Navy breaks the huddle in a shotgun split big. 3 down linemen and a bear set for Hawaii. Moss drops back and finds Green over the middle of the field. Green muscles his way past the marker, finagling his body across that imaginary yellow line, and it's good for a fresh set of downs for the midshipmen, now with 2:17 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Midshipmen leading by 11.
And this is the 12th play of the drive.
Here we go, 1st and 10, 2-minute mark of the third. They give up the gut to Bright. He's tackled for a loss of 3. Going to be 2nd and long once again. A signature of this drive thus far.
From the 22-yard line. 2nd down.
22-yard line, left hash is where they break the huddle. And the midshipmen come out in a spread set. Hawaii audibles at the line. Caught on the slant to Henry. He picks up the 1st down. Reggie Henry on the 14-yard slant from right to left across your radio dial. It's a conversion. It's good for a 1st and goal for the midshipmen as we approach the closing stages of the third quarter.
And this is the 14th play of the drive.
14th play of the drive as they break the huddle. Navy comes out in a shotgun 2 halfback set.
I don't think we'll have time to get this play off.
Green on the keeper up the gut.
Makes it out to about the 8-yard line.
They'll call it 1. Now going to be 2nd and goal. We will have one more play in the 3rd quarter at least.
They're
20 seconds and rolling as Navy breaks the huddle here on 2nd and goal from the 8. They are in the eye tight. 3 down linemen for Hawaii. Moss drops back, looks, and flings it out to Henry. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on.
down in the backfield. Might be a holding call.
It's roughing the passer on Kenneth Davis. That's a big penalty that's going to give Navy 1st and goal on the 1. It won't stop the clock, which is now running. And we will approach the 4th quarter with Navy holding an 11-point lead, facing 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
And that'll bring this 3rd quarter to a close.
4th quarter.
In front by 11.
Fourth quarter. Other scores around the country. Number 3, Ohio State winning big against Cincinnati. Virginia upsetting number 2, Stanford. That's a big one, folks. Now, 1st and goal from the 1. Eye tight. Moss gives it up the gut. He is stopped short. Wesley Green stopped short. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the inch line. Indeed, the rod. Sometimes you hit the wrong buttons. Sometimes the stream isn't perfect. Quarterback sneak is good for the touchdown. Peter Moss finds his way into the paint. And Navy now ahead by 3 scores, 7:38 on the clock, awaiting the extra point.
He splits the uprights with the extra point.
You want to talk about 7th, 8th, and 9th quarters? Have a conversation with Central Michigan. It wasn't but 2 or 3 years ago. They probably played about 8 or 9 overtime periods. They had 1 5 overtime game and at least 3 other overtime games in one season.
Nice kick.
The kickoff all the way through the paint, and Hawaii no choice but to take over on their own 25. They trail by 18. They have 7:38 to work with. Chase Hannon, thank you for the correct apostrophe.
As we get set to resume play. They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
Spread set for Hawaii. Back to pass. Rolling to their left. Running and sliding.
Hand scramble left. Very good team.
2nd and 4. 7:25 and rolling.
In the gun with 5 receivers.
Back to pass goes Hawaii. Rolling to their right. Looking and flinging it on the slant. The deep slant once again successful for Hawaii. This time for about 20.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
No huddle go the Warriors. Caught for the 1st down by Cedric Peterson. Rolling to the right, looking. Flinging it and intercepted in the end zone. Ryan Downs, the All-American safety for Navy, coming up with the interception of the end zone, and that is a turnover, folks, that will give Navy possession, leading by 3 scores here in the fourth quarter. Tight formation, play action, rollout. Pass falls incomplete after contact immediately after the reception.
Receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
I wouldn't count out Coach Carter for the duration of the season.
For this game, even.
Hawaii able to rip off 10 wins last year. Clearly a quality program. And one that I assure you Navy does not want to give the ball back to. Caught on the angle route by Wesley Green. That's good for 6 on 2nd and long. Now 3rd and 4 from the Navy 26-yard line. Midshipmen need this conversion to try to close out this football game. Hawaii in desperation mode. Shotgun set up. Moss in the pocket. Navy content to let the seconds melt away. There's the snap. Moss scrambles to his right. Looks, flings it on the slant route. Richards, all he does is get first downs. That's good for 1 there on his 2nd catch of the day. It's now 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line for the midshipmen.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Just under 6 minutes to go. Navy with the football and the lead. Lining up in the flex bone this time. 3 down linemen once again for Hawaii. Triple option play. Scott, the fullback, gets the ball up the gut. And he manages to get 3 yards on his first carry. Now going to be 2nd down. 7 yards to go from Navy's 47-yard line. Second and 7, they break the huddle. The ball rests between the 47 and the 48-yard line. Flex bones set for the midshipmen. Tackled for a loss of 1 as Moss is unable to move the ball. He's forced to keep it. He gets swallowed up by the defense on that play. That brings up 3rd and long here. We are under the 5-minute mark.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Midshipmen break the huddle on a spread set. Moss finds the underneath man, Vince Richards. Mr. First Down gets another one. And now Navy has a 1st and 10 at Hawaii's 38-yard line. There's 4:26 and counting on the clock.
28-yard line. It's first down.
The right hash is where the ball sits. Navy elects to come out in a shotgun split big. 3 down linemen for Hawaii. They have not done 4 down linemen all game. Moss has one man to beat, unable to beat him. The defender, took up most of the hole. Able to swallow up Moss. Otherwise, he could have gotten good yardage on that play, as it looked like a jailbreak for the rest of the team. Now 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Navy leads by 18. That clock continuing to be Hawaii's enemy.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
They break the huddle near the right hash. Navy coming out in a shotgun wide trips. 3-3-5 for Hawaii. Moss takes the snap, looks, hits Richards underneath, and Vince Richards makes a 3-yard reception. It's going to turn 2nd and 10 into 3rd and 7. It's also going to move Navy 3 yards forwards to the 36-yard line.
Play of the drive.
10th play of the drive for Navy. They break the huddle in a spread set. Moss takes the snap, surveys the field, rolls to his left, looking, and cuts inside, evades the first defender, picks up a huge 22-yard gain on the QB scramble off to the left side. That's the 2nd or 3rd time that Moss has been able to scramble to his left with a great amount of success on a crucial play. Navy becoming a better scrambling team right before our eyes. Clock moving now at the 13-yard line. We're at 2:16 and counting.
From the 13-yard line, first down. Just over 2 minutes in the game.
2:06 and counting. The give to Green up the gut. He gets positive yardage. They'll call it 5. 1:55 and counting. Green with his 15th carry of the day.
Tom.
It's 2nd down, 5 to go. 8 yards out.
2 tight ends set for Navy. They give up the gut to Bright, and Bright falls forward across the first down marker. Sets up Navy with a 1st and goal. That clock continues to move. Navy has the ball at the 2-yard line. We'll see if Hawaii stops the clock. This could be an interesting scenario here with Navy ahead by 18. And Navy signals their intent to Hawaii. We'll see if the message is received. Navy electing to take all the time off the clock. They have the ball at the 2-yard line. They lead by 18.
This is the 13th play of this drive. Under a minute left in the game.
Eye tight set for Navy. Tackled for a 1-yard loss, Joe Bright. So far, no timeout from Hawaii. And the clock is moving. We're well under a minute. Hawaii not calling a timeout. The ball resting at the 3-yard line. And it looks like Hawaii is content to let this game end where it is. We'll see what Navy does with the scenario.
The 14th play of the drive. And the goal line defense digging in here.
Green into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Navy. It's worth 6 points. With 8 seconds remaining, Navy leads 34-10. On a 14-play, 77-yard drive that took 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Quarters are 8 minutes. That drive took about 85 to 90% of a quarter. Now with 8 seconds remaining in the ball game, Navy leads by 25. Hello, Squinty Swag. Thanks for making it right here at the end. We appreciate your patronage, your fandom. As with everyone else who follows the stream, we wish you nothing but the best. Certainly for this upcoming week. A 22-yard return by Muller is going to set Hawaii up with a 1st and 10 with 4 seconds remaining. Swag, I'm glad that someone was able to use Twitch in order to live at your dorm. Caught, and that's the last play of the game. Salas on the 17-yard catch, 5 for 41 on the day. But Navy emerges victorious with a 35-10 victory over the Hawaii Warriors here in Week 2 action. User matchup for Season 17. We'll take a look quickly at the final game highlights in this contested affair. Looking at the team stats. 16-10 in first downs, 281 to 202 in offense. Hawaii only able to muster 16 yards on the ground. 1,500-yard rusher Stevie Salas swallowed up by the Navy defense. Navy had 34 carries for 152 yards and all 5 touchdowns. They used a very patient ground game. It wasn't sexy, it didn't get a whole lot of yards per carry, but it was certainly effective in taking time off the clock and melting away the game as Navy outlasted, outfought, outbattled the Hawaii Warriors. 8 for 9 on 3rd downs show that Navy responded to tough situations, while Hawaii was 2 for 5. The turnover battle won by the midshipmen 3-0. That, along with the third down percentages, the keys to this football game, as the 22nd ranked Navy midshipmen begin the season 1-0. Looking at some outstanding individual performances, Peter Moss in his first game as an 83 redshirt freshman. The rest of the team, wizened veterans. Peter Moss, the neophyte at quarterback, was 13 for 15. No touchdowns, but also no interceptions for a 158.9 rating. Perfectly capable performance considering his youth. Wesley Green, 16 for 52, and Moss contributing a healthy 88 yards on 11 carries. 3 touchdowns by him and 2 by Green were the bulk of the running game for the midshipmen. Receiving-wise, spread out between Henry, Green, and Richards, each with 4 catches, not too far apart in yardage. Defensively, Downs not only led the team in tackles from the safety position, also came up with a huge interception in the end zone that turned out to be a 14-point swing in a 25-point game. That does it for this presentation of Navy football. Your 22nd ranked Navy midshipmen move to 1-0 against another user. They will take on their second game in the near future. We will keep the stream going here for a second to take a look at the schedule that you can expect to see on this stream next week. The midshipmen, of course, coming up with that huge win, not only clutch but also by a margin, staking their claim to the top 25 in healthy fashion. Big win against a very successful user coach. Taking a look at next week at the schedule. Your Navy midshipmen, your Syracuse Orange. Let's see what's in play for week 3. It will be these same Hawaii Warriors traveling their 4,000-mile trip. Navy traveled 4,000 to get the win tonight. Hawaii will travel 4,000 to take on Syracuse, your Syracuse Orange, next week. And it looks like Navy is off on a bye week. It'll be a one-game affair. It'll be a user game. Hawaii providing a game matchup against Navy for a good portion of the game. We'll hope to overperform and improve next week, taking on the Syracuse Orange. We thank you for joining us for this doubleheader. We had 2 excellent, exciting user affairs, both of your host teams, the number 22 ranked Navy midshipmen and the number 1 ranked Syracuse Orange, come away with victories here on Silent Ninjas. Sorry, check that. 6 Gun Ninjas Twitch stream. 6 Gun Ninja providing you all sorts of League 1 action. You can rely on us more than any other League 1 webcast. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have an excellent week next week. Kick its ass.